Hey guys, so we are finally back for American Horror Story Season 10 double feature, and let's get straight to the point. So this time we have a two-part episode premiere, and we're gonna break it down for two parts. So the first part we're gonna cover is called Cape Fear, and then the second part is gonna be called The Pale. So now, we know in the previous video that I did, we definitely spoke about how in American Horror Stories trailer breakdown that throughout my theories of the premiere, leading up to the premiere, that there was a lot of questions that the trailer gave us and some of the answers. Like for one, the pills and the aliens, and how the aliens are gonna be, coming over to the part two of the season. But until then, let's talk about Cape Fear. So the episode opens up with a three family. Three family. We have Henry Gardner, we have Doris Gardner, and we have Elma Gardner. Fenrid Rock plays as Henry. Doris play as Lily Rabe, and definitely we start seeing that they're moving from New York to Provincetown, and we start seeing already as the opening starts up, we start seeing that Alma, their daughter, start counting down, you know, each dead animal that they see that's passing by the road. So she's counting rodents and kill that has happened as the episode roll out. We know that the episode focused on Henry Gardner because he is a struggling writer, and his wife is also pregnant, and she's also like a design creator, and then their daughter is talented with music skills. Now all three of them I would say is considered as talented, but they have to work hard to perfect it. Now Henry has writer's block, so that's the reason why he is getting away from the busy city so he could come to somewhere that's more quiet. So we got introduced to Lily Ray, Fenrid Rock, Francis Conroy, Evan Peters, Leslie Grossman, Macaulay Culkin, Sarah Paulson, Angelica Ross, Ryan Kira, Billy Lord, Dennis O'Hare, and lastly we got introduced to the reporter, which is Dina Porter. So all these characters was introduced in part one, which is called Red Tide. Now, always is tradition that American Horror Story always show its opening sequence to each season. So I'm thinking this year the season opening will be changing for part one and part two. So right now this will be part one opening sequence. Check it out. So we definitely know that this season is gonna be dealing with a lot of heavy blood and other, disgusting things that goes along in the town. And I think that the pills has a lot to do with the addiction part as well of the season. So I hope you guys enjoyed the opening sequence of American Horror Story. So let's get right back on track what's continuing to happen. Now we saw that friend Ridrock's character as well as Doris and Elma. As Elma finished counting the last roadkill, the last thing that they saw was a dead deer body on front of the road. And friend Ridrock stepped out the car to check to see what was going on. Now we saw that he just find a way to just move the deer out the way so he could continue on to persevere to see what is really happening. And then we saw the unexpected happen. So they arrive in the actual town. Normally you would think that the town will have some people in the town, but the town looked so deserted, and it looked very creepy as well. Like the air and the atmosphere of the town already, just by the opening itself, we already know that the town is very creepy looking, as well as we saw that the trees as well as the houses, they look very old and washed up, based because probably because they're by the sea. The sea's salt could also deteriorate a house itself. So we saw that everything looks very discoloring and desaturating. Now Doris' job, she is a designer or a decorator, so I guess she could design houses or fix houses. That's one of her projects she likes to do before she got pregnant. And then we got introduced to Dina Porter character, which is she is a cop. She is just telling them around, and some of the only one person that we saw that is in the premises that is explaining and showing people around what is basically that's going on in the town. So eventually, as the episode continues yet again, we saw that everybody's in their room and they just unpacking and just figuring things out. Now Fenridrock's having trouble of even starting off a writing part into the actual laptop, and he's like overthinking what's going on. And then he was like maybe he should take a break, so he decided to go to the store. And then we got introduced to Sarah Paulson's character as tuberculosis Karen, which is the new character that she will be playing. And immediately it throws a lot of people off of how she looks like. But the first thing tuberculosis Karen says is like, you need to get out this town now because it's not safe, your family is not safe. And at first friend was just like, even the store owner was like, yeah, Karen is just some crazy person, you don't want to deal with her. But as we start rolling out, she may know something that's gonna be very prominent in the part 2 of the actual episode. She started explaining that due to the town not having many people, even during the summer they have more people, but as they get to like the summertime or winter, people just half of the people in the town just not there. And then we come to figure out that it's not the people that's going missing, is that there are people like creatures that's going around with coats and stuff like that either drinking animals' blood as well as humans as well, and they feed the same way as vampires feed. And because of how the environment looks like, the desaturation look of the environment, it's like there's no sun that's penetrating the town as well. So it's dark, it's gloomy, you can't really see as well. There's not that much interest in the town as well, right? So we start seeing that immediately. Fenrir got introduced to 2 characters because he went to the bar and he just started drinking just to get his head off writing before he gets right back into it. He gets introduced to Belle Noire and Austin Summers, which plays by Evan Peters and Francis Conroy respectively. So those 2 started explaining, there's a way we could help you cure your your writer's block. All you gotta do is come with us and we'll explain everything to you. And once we make you understand how to fix that, you can never get tired of your success because you're gonna just keep producing the best out of yourself, right? So immediately it's already a bad vibe meeting people that you haven't seen before. On top of that, out of everyone in the town, they're them two are the most well dressed people in the town. It looks like they don't belong in the town already, right? So immediately when Francis Conroy and Evan Peters was like, come with us and we'll show you how to, get rid of that writer's block that you have. We used to be we famous too. We take some extra precaution or some special things just to keep us, innovated, right? So Fenrir was like, okay, he thought it was gonna be something easy that, that's gonna help him out. They gave him this pill, and the pill was something very prominent in the trailers. Now they gave him the pill, and the pill is black. It doesn't have a prescription. It doesn't have, when it was created. They just gave it to him. They said that, if you take this and you continue to take it, your wireless block is gonna go away, and you're gonna feel much comfortable and just working and just doing what you're supposed to. Then we saw that he takes it. At first he was hesitant at first, but because he got so desperate to take it, he said, okay, I might as well take it now, so that way I can just definitely get better so I could start writing. Then the stories continues. Doris and Alma, started going out for groceries and trying to get something out of the town, just to start getting to know the town because, they're new. As they're walking by, they were like, the graveyard of the province is so huge, and out of everything in the town, there's like a very tall tower that sits in the middle of the province, close beachfront coast, and the graveyard is like 3 or 4 feet away from the rest of the town's houses, and they see this pale thing just staring right back at them. At first they thought it was just a regular man, and they realized this guy is deformed and its teeth is like sharpened. It's like hybrid human. So they started running. They started trying to find the nearest house just to get this out the way, and they realized that, let's quickly get back in the house because whatever thing that was after them got closer to the house at a point where that thing was just stalking at night just to get in the house. So apparently this thing managed to get inside the house and started fighting friend Ridrock's character, and he managed to kill one of them, and he had to call the Dina Porter character to see if he could clean up the mess, and then once he started taking the pills, finally, we saw that once he got the pills, he's still thinking, he's like, okay, let me take one of it and see what's gonna go down. So we got flash forward to, the important parts. He decided to take the pills. And eventually, he didn't feel it at first. Then because of everything that was happening already at the house, people trying to invade the house, they started deciding to pack things up so they could leave. But the moment that friend Rootworth's character, Henry, decided to just take the pill, he started having like flash forward foreshadows. He said, okay, I need my laptop, or I need my writing thing so I could start writing. So eventually he came up with so many different ideas that is going to be helping him. Eventually his agent, which played by Lily Rabe, Lily Rabe's wife, which is Doris, said that, I thought we were leaving, but now you're just wanted to go back. And then Leslie Grossman's character, played as Ursula, is the agent of Henry, because Henry's the writer. So whenever he produced a new project, he would be famous. So everything that he's been taking, is making him smarter and making him write wonderful things. But the side effects now is that he's trying to take anything to enhance it. He even went to the market and took some beef as well as some other meat and grind it up just to drink the blood of it. Then his wife Doris even got cut, and he wanted to just, absorb the blood out of the finger because it got cut. So already he started getting bloodthirsty already. So the daughter was like, I want to be just like my dad because look how creative he got, and it must be something special about the town. Little did she know that it's like he made a deal. He made a deal with himself to not fall behind with his ideas. But the downfall is that now he has to kill to maintain his intelligence because he's trying to amplify it. And we saw that definitely in part 2, as the episode is finishing, we saw that he went back to Belle Noire and Evans Peters' character as Austin to feed with them in order for him to actually get more information about the pills. And they started explaining, and then the episode ends there. See you guys for part 2. So part 2 starts exactly where we picked off, with Henry deciding to take the pills. And now that he did take the pills, Belle Noire was like, once you get a taste of success, you can never get tired of it, and you're gonna have to keep feeding in order for you to up your ante with your intelligence, or else you might turn into those. So the idea of him taking the pills, and now that because his daughter saw him taking the pills, she thought that maybe this could help her with her violin skills to get better, because she's trying to get a prodigy status before she's like 18. So as everything start rolling out, Austin and Belle Noire was like, oh yeah, we promise you, you're gonna be good, but you have to keep taking those pills like 8 or 3 months or so. And then he was like, what happened if you take more than one? He's like, well, you might turn to those things outside that you've been seeing. And he started getting shocked because he didn't want to, make a deal where he has to keep killing in order for him to actually get like the pills, in order for him to enhance. So then we flash back to tuberculosis Karen, and she was explaining to Macaulay Culkin's character that it is a bad idea to actually take those pills, because she's not trying to be like Belle Noire, because Belle Noire is she knows she's an addict, but she's using her into the best of her abilities to feed on whatever that she brings it. So Karen also brought Noir a baby. I guess they use the baby to feed on it. Whatever thing that is fresh, that's the one that they're feeding on, in order for them to keep, not starving from dying. As well as we also got introduced to a character called Lurk. And Lurk is the dentist of the person that creates the teeth for Evan Peters as well as for Belle Noire. Her job, she used to do tattoos, but she ended up going in the dentist school, and then she became very good at it. And then eventually she said that she just wanted to impress her parent, but in return it also benefited her as well. So we end up knowing that she also took the pills as well, and she took out like this fake teeth out her mouth and showed it to friend Rick. I was like, yeah, all my teeth are the same as Belle Noire as well as Austin's. So she's now we getting that it's like a drug thing that's going on, but like some of the ringleaders, we haven't got introduced to the actual leaders of the group, but we know that some of the inner members, which is Evan Peters and Francis Conroy's character, as well as Lily Rabe, are the main prominent characters that's in that group. Now it's like they're ushering Finn Ridrock's character inside the group, so already it's already going downhill. Finn Ridrock started crying, but he said that his agent already called him that he's gonna be famous, and Doris was very happy because she was like, I guess it's not a fluke that whatever this town is doing to him is giving him great ideas, but the responsibility and the downside effect of the actual thing is that you're killing in order to get your ideas. Now another thing that started happening is that as we started seeing how fast and how strong that that drug hits you, you could also taste whatever person that you killed. You also taste like I would say their side effects that's harming their bodies. Whatever drug that they had in their system, once you drink their blood, you could taste like their past events. So eventually, it's like you're going, or you living the life the other person was that you took the life of. So instead of you just getting the ideas, you also getting a portion of the other person's ideas as well. Now, tuberculosis Karen, which we might get a backstory for her, they started explaining that she's also a talented artist, and she used to paint, but due to the fact that she became an addict and eventually started feeding herself in the garbage, she ended up not really persevering the way we expected her to be. She started crying, explaining like the thing that Miss Belle Noire expect her to do is that she don't want to take the pills. And Evan Peters' character Austin Summers says that once you take the pills, it's not just about taking it. The pills sometimes, for some reason, what I'm getting is like the pills only help people that already have talent, but it's gonna amplify your talent. But people that don't have the amount of talent worth, it's only gonna diminish you and kill you. But at the same time, you're gonna transform into those pale creatures. So they still haven't announced where do those pills come from in general, but we're getting more and more as the episode prolonged. So as episode 2 started getting to its mid-climax of the episode, we started seeing this fox and the violent. Once the daughter took the pills, she started getting very disrespectful to her mom, and how she's explained that mom, dad and her are the only talented person in the family. She's just gonna have to get used to that instead of her bashing herself, she wanna be a perfect violinist. She says she's trying to be perfect, and this pill that her dad took is basically making it happen. So we're getting that eventually she's gonna be just like Fenn Ridrock's character, which is Henry, and even Henry don't even know that Elma just took the pills. And Doris got so upset that she said, it's better to go to your room, and I don't want you to be playing none of those instruments. I want to see when things are gonna get better, but until then, I don't want you to be going anywhere. But we saw at the end, closing to the end, that Elma just disappeared in the house, and Doris had to go find him. Doris had to go find her, and that when she found her, she was just eating up one of those pets or one of those rodents around, and she was sitting in front of a grave. Now we haven't had the full introduction of what the gravestone says, but eventually she start realizing she needs to feed as well in order for her to amplify her powers. And then the episode ends just like this. So we know a lot of things happening, and Evan Peters as well as the other character, which is called Lurk, already started sharpening Fenridrock's teeth, and now he has the same teeth. But before they did that, they replicated his regular teeth. So for him to act normal, they still gave him like fake teeth to act normal around people. But when it's time for him to like feed or anything, he has to take the fangs, the fake teeth out in order for him to feed. Now, not only this is gonna be a problem for him, because now it's like he can't really leave the province town, because even his wife he almost tried to attack and devour. So the episode itself, for part 1 to part 2, we saw that the moment that they stepped into the town, it was already eerie. But now that he got the pills and he's like one step away to be famous, he didn't want to give all that up away. So now he's stuck with either killing people to get more famous, to create more of his novel and his story that he's going to be issuing out to his agent. And the agent was like, the more you do that. And Ursula, which is the agent, she said, the more you write your synopsis and the story, the better for you, because you're gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna be famous. And we saw that Macaulay Culkin's character, Mickey, he also is a writer as well, and he already took one of the pills, and we saw that he was crying while he was writing down whatever thought he had in his head in the story. So he's writing as well. So people that's already talented don't get affected as much, but people that don't have full talent, what I'm thinking is, do the pills pick you as the person, or do the pill decide what chemical that is going to be changed inside your body? But like I said, guys, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely see you guys for part 3, which will be the next episode of American Horror Story, as well as some reviews that I will be covering soon. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.